ROBYN Brown of Sister Wives mentioned that the OG3, Mary, Janelle, and Christine Brown, employed a scoreboard during their plural marriage to Kody Brown. This implies that ROBYN is still unwilling to accept responsibility for the detrimental impact she had on them. Kody married Mary, Janelle, and Christine in the early 1990s, and the trio lived in what they believed was a joyful polygamous lifestyle until Kody met, courted, and married ROBYN in 2010. ROBYN became Kody's fourth wife, and I observed how her arrival disrupted the family's equilibrium in the years that followed. I am of the opinion that the Brown family's dissolution was precipitated by ROBYN's detrimental impact on Kody, the family's dynamic, and the trust of her sister wives. Christine departed from Kody in 2020, and Janelle exited the following year. Mary, who I believe to have held the only genuine companionship with ROBYN, maintained the relationship for the longest period. However, she ultimately departed in early 2023. The plural family's dissolution has been the subject of numerous accusations since the OG3's departure from Kody. I believe that ROBYN had the most significant influence on the OG3's decision to depart, but she will not accept responsibility. Initially, I perceived ROBYN's inclusion in the Brown family as a positive development. However, I soon came to the realization that it was a can of worms. ROBYN initially expressed her enthusiasm for the prospect of having sister wives and a community to raise her children from her first marriage. However, it soon became apparent that her true desire was for Kody. I believe that ROBYN inextricably drew Kody away from his original spouses over the course of the 10 years she spent living with the family, having biological children with him and strengthening their relationship. The spouse's gradual departure from the family was not unexpected to me. The OG3's departure was precipitated by the COVID-19 pandemic. ROBYN and her children occupied the majority of Kody's time, which I perceived as his preference for her. Kody provided justifications for his separation from his other wives during the pandemic, such as his belief that some of his children were not adhering to COVID-19 protocols. However, I sensed that ROBYN had him in her grasp, and neither of them desired to part ways in order to maintain their relationships with their other wives. This resulted in Kody and ROBYN remaining in monogamy, as Kody was left with only ROBYN, whom he divorced Mary for. I have observed ROBYN weep and lament about how she is unable to comprehend the circumstances that lead to the family's inability to resolve the situation, which has convinced me that she is truly unaware of her role in the negative consequences and emotions. In the inaugural episode of the second installment of Sister Wives Season 19, which was recently broadcast, the wives provided their perspectives during individual interviews regarding the reasons for their unsatisfactory relationships as sister wives and the subsequent dissolution of the family as a whole. I found ROBYN's perspective on the matter to be quite insightful, as she stated that the other spouses used a scoreboard in relation to the time spent with Kody. ROBYN believed that Mary, Janelle, and Christine were monitoring Kody's time and attention, which she considered to be a harmful behavior in a plural family. ROBYN's perspective is disheartening to me, as it is effortless for her to assert that maintaining score was not a wise course of action when she was the primary individual occupying Kody's time. ROBYN would be required to accept responsibility for failing to encourage Kody to allocate his time equitably if she truly monitored the time she spent with him in comparison to the time he spent with his other spouses. Throughout my time watching ROBYN on Sister Wives, I have observed that she is not particularly adept at accountability. ROBYN asserted in the second episode of the season that jealousy is not a factor if there are no comparisons. Her concept emphasizes her ignorance regarding her role in the OG3's resentment toward her and the substantial role she played in their feelings of unwelcomeness. The other factor that ROBYN believes contributed to the family's disarray was the lack of trust. However, I believe that ROBYN is unaware that she was actively pursuing her soulmate Kody for herself, which resulted in the other sister wives' lack of trust in her. To begin with, ROBYN would not have kissed Kody prior to her marriage if she genuinely desired the trust of the other spouses. I believe that ROBYN would have had more productive discussions with her sister wives over the next decade in order to gain a better understanding of the issues that were not working and their perspectives on her spending the majority of her time with Cody. While I am of the opinion that trust was a concern in the Brown family, I believe that the mistrust only emerged after ROBYN's arrival. This is due to the fact that the family had cohabitated for over a decade prior to her arrival without encountering any significant challenges. I hoped that ROBYN would be able to accept responsibility for the OG3's opinion of her negative impact on the family as Sister Wives Season 19 progressed. However, this has not yet occurred. ROBYN is self-victimizing and lacks awareness. I believe that the severity of the circumstance may have impeded her ability to confront the harm she has caused. I do not anticipate ROBYN ever acknowledging her involvement in the OG3's animosity toward her, which suggests that she will never accept responsibility and recognize her role in the Brown family's downfall. Cody Brown, the star of Sister Wives, is purportedly enjoying life to the fullest. According to reports, the renowned patriarch has acquired a white Mercedes-Benz C-Class Cabriolet convertible, which is typically priced at a minimum of $57,000 and can be significantly more expensive depending on its level of customization. Cody's extravagant spending on high-end vehicles, luxurious residences, and a variety of David Yurman jewelry designs may suggest that he has a substantial fortune. However, appearances can be deceptive when it comes to financial circumstances. The cursed plot of land known as Coyote Pass was recently sold by Cody for $1.5 million. However, he only received $750,000 after making the gentlemanly decision to give his ex-partners Janelle and Mary Brown larger stakes of the property. Each of those individuals received $375,000. The transaction appeared to be profitable for all parties involved, with the exception of Christine Brown, who returned her portion to the Brown family. Is Cody now on Easy Street, or does he require additional funds to support what appears to be a luxurious lifestyle, given his recent Coyote Pass windfall? ROBYN's spouse has previously encountered financial difficulties. The Janelle Brown fan community at Facebook has identified the specific make and model of Cody's new automobile, as indicated by a Sister Wives teaser. However, there is currently no tangible evidence to support this claim, as demonstrated above. If he were to acquire this design, it would be consistent with his persona, as he was notorious for traveling in a sleek white Lexus convertible with ROBYN Brown. A trendy visor was worn by the progenitor to prevent his blonde tresses from blowing around. Television programs Ace has disclosed that Cody did, in fact, acquire this particular model of automobile. Consequently, it is reasonable to assume that he possesses an automobile that would be envied by many. Mercedes-Benz produces automobiles that are genuine prestige symbols. Even Madonna, who is capable of operating any vehicle, prefers to cruise in Mercedes-Benz sedans. It is time to provide a few details about the base variant of the Mercedes C-Class Cabriolet convertible, which is the most affordable specification. What characteristics does it possess? What is the reason for its high demand? Although the precise year of his automobile's manufacture is unknown, a cursory examination of the official Mercedes-Benz USA website yields an abundance of information regarding the 2023 iteration of the streamlined and thrilling automobile. According to the automaker, the convertible offers the most exceptional open-air motoring experience. Digging a little deeper was necessary to ascertain additional information. Note that the 2023 version may be an older model than the one that Cody currently owns, which could result in his vehicle being even more feature-rich. This agile automobile is more expensive than a Mercedes-Benz A-Class. Nevertheless, it is less luxurious than certain high-end designs from the same manufacturer. Although it is more compact than the full-size sedans that the company manufactures, it is characterized by expensive good looks and a posh vibe, according to Car and Driver. Cody must experience a sense of royalty when his monarch ROBYN is in the passenger seat. The sensation of the wind in his hair and the muscular rumble of the expertly engineered motor must have given him an incredible rush. Cody, like all of his former partners, has filed for insolvency, despite the fact that he has a luxurious vehicle. ROBYN is the sole individual who has not yet implemented that measure. Cody displays his David Yurman signet ring in the image above. It is bold, rugged, and its equine motif evokes the Rolling Stones song Wild Horses. Perhaps they considered the poignant romantic song before placing these upscale jewels on each other's fingertips, as ROBYN has a matching ring. Cody also wears a sapphire blue David Yurman amulet pendant, which has been likened to the Heart of the Ocean necklace in the James Cameron-directed epic Titanic. Cody and ROBYN have recently acquired a residence for a sum exceeding $2 million. Then there is ROBYN's creepy doll obsession, as described by Katie Paulson in Without a Crystal Ball. It is evident that Cody and ROBYN are high rollers. They are living extravagantly and do not appear to be overly concerned with their spending habits, despite the fact that they utilize plastic to pay for their purchases. There is some circumstantial evidence that they are wealthy, as ROBYN felt financially secure enough to spend $70,000 on American Girl figurines and clothing for her toys. Nevertheless, there is no evidence to support this claim. Gwendolyn Brown, Cody's daughter, has previously criticized her father on her YouTube channel for spending very crazy. This is a man who has listened to Janelle's complaints about having no money since their decades-long spiritual union ended. In 2005, Cody submitted a bankruptcy petition. Mary Brown, his then-wife, and he jointly submitted the paperwork. The credit card charges they accrued while establishing a family that was expected to include 18 children appeared to be associated with the fulfillment of fundamental necessities for an expanding family. Perhaps purchasing items contributes to Cody's sense of security, accomplishment, and contentment. Retail therapy is a genuine phenomenon. However, it is also a precipice that can be easily tipped. Spending as a means of self-soothing can result in increased tension in the future. It is conceivable that Cody's extravagant lifestyle occasionally induces anxiety. ROBYN has expressed her preference for spending, whereas he prefers to conserve. It is possible that he acquires all of this merchandise in order to impress the women to whom he has committed his heart. The sister wives, villains, Cody and ROBYN, will either continue to indulge or scale back their activities after eventually selling Coyote Pass. Only time will tell. It is conceivable that they utilized a portion of the proceeds from that transaction to settle their obligations. If so, it likely felt as though a burden had been relieved. Perhaps they will be able to afford the lifestyle they desire. It is unsurprising that the patriarch is frequently preoccupied with money, given that Cody has experienced financial hardship and is aging.